All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin. I want to welcome you to NRHEG Secondary School. My name is Dave Bunt, Secondary School Principal. We're asking that all audience members remain seated during the commencement ceremony unless you're taking a quick picture, obviously. And at this time, may I present to you the class of 2022, Mrs. Bentley. Please direct the class of 2022 to their seats. NRHEG board members present, please stand and be recognized at this time. All NRHEG faculty and staff, please stand at this time to be recognized. Mr. Maha.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming today. One of my favorite quotes pertaining to education comes from John Dewey, a well-known educational reformer. And he stated, "Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself." Now that thought expressed in that statement is in line with some simple quotes or notions of you never stop learning and we learn something new each day. This group of young adults, or adults, soon to be graduates, sitting before you have lived that preparation of education and have lived education is life itself. 12, 13, 14 years of schooling completed, many wonderful lessons learned along the way, and many more valuable lessons lie ahead of them. Entering the workforce, joining the military, continuing on with post-second education, no matter the path that they choose, they are well educated and prepared to meet the challenges of the real world. No, let me rephrase that. School is the real world. School is life. School is stressful at times. School is the real world. School is life. And so, let me start that over. This group sitting in front of you are well educated and prepared to continue to meet the challenges of life in the real world. So moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, all family members that worked alongside the school, preparing for this moment, congratulations. Class of 2022, congratulations to you for doing it, for getting it done, and for all your accomplishments. Congratulations for being a Panther, a soon-to-be alumni, and good luck in all that you do.
Would the senior band members please join the rest of the band? They will now perform Endless Rainbows by Brian Ball-Mages. Thank you very much, and at this time, we will now have the student-selected speakers, Sophie Stork, Britton Anderson, and Cora Harper.
As we all gather here today, as either graduates, family and friends, or well-wishers, there are many mixed emotions. Some of us up on the stage are excited, nervous, anxious, or maybe even a little bit sad. Those of you who are here to support us as we celebrate the end of one chapter and the beginning of another are proud of us, but you may also have a heavy heart as we are about to leave your close comfort. The teachers and staff here at NRHEG have spent countless hours educating, guiding, and connecting with us. Whether it was how to tie your shoes and sing the alphabet, or take antiderivatives from definite integrals in calculus class, thank you for all that you have helped us learn. Parents and guardians, you have raised us all to be fine individuals and have helped shape us not only into the people we are today, but who we strive to be in the future. We couldn't be here without you. Over the past 18 years, we graduates have conquered many of our firsts in life, taking our first steps, throwing our first ball, catching our first fish, and walking into our very first day of school. That first fateful day. We were just young kids who were actually excited to go to school. Some of the faces we saw were familiar from daycare or preschool, but many were new friends. Cassie and Clay were the two most familiar faces to me because of daycare, so I was quite nervous to meet all of our other classmates, just like many others probably were. But building relationships did not take long. Before we knew it, we were making plans to play in the playground together, passing out birthday treats to teachers, or sneaking conversations when we were supposed to be resting. Cora still blames me for getting her into trouble during nap time in Miss Manscall's class. And that might be the only time she's ever been in trouble. During our days in Allendale, we learned how to share, cooperate, work with each other, and even how to cuss. Most classrooms had a stoplight system that would chart our behavior. Ralph, you managed to put yourself on the red light a lot because of his swearing, but I give him credit for teaching the rest of us all the naughty words. Elementary school brought us some of our most cherished memories, but also some of our most embarrassing ones. We loved going on field trips such as a pumpkin patch, the Spam Museum, nature centers, and the fan favorite, our 5th grade Eagle Bluff trip. I don't mean to call him out, sorry, but Porter, you probably remember our 3rd grade field trip to a dairy farm, because while he was milking a cow, the cow had to go to the bathroom, number 2. And if I recall correctly, some of the droppings even landed on his face. You can ask my mom, she was his 3rd grade teacher. But since we're on the topic of crappy situations, I should mention the time when Cassie, Ava, and I thought we were having a mud fight in a stream that ran through Ava's family farm on the last day of 4th grade. It didn't take long for us to figure out that most of that brown sticky stuff actually came from the cows. And so Lisa had to get out the hydrogen peroxide to clean up our cuts after that. Along with our field trips, relationships were a much discussed hot topic all throughout elementary. Many of us girls were envious of Ava because, well, most of our relationships that we ever had lasted a few days, maybe a couple of weeks. Her relationship with Porter lasted for a few months. In Miss Conway's class, a group of us would sit in the back of the room during movie time and hold hands with some boys. Then, when it came time to lunch, we would only wash one hand, the one that wasn't holding hand with the boy, because we never wanted to wash off his germs. Eagle Bluff was like one big camping trip for our class. We got to try out the dormitory living for the first time, take on group challenges, and experience relationship drama. I remember getting very mad at Tyrone, because he should have known I had a little crush on him. But instead, he kissed another girl on the cheek at the campfire. And I was very angry, but luckily I got over my emotions a few hours later. The trip to Eagle Bluff was definitely a bonding experience for our class and prepared us for the big step into the high school building for 6th grade. The first thing we noticed as 6th graders was the school bell. We were also allowed to walk in the hallways without being lined up single file, which was pretty cool. 7th grade is when we officially had 7 different classes and no homeroom teacher. However, this also meant our first dreaded English class with Mr. Domeyer. Luckily, we came to find out that he isn't so bad after all, especially after he introduced us to the cute male character, Soda Pop from The Outsiders. In fact, many of us girls developed a crush on him. Soda Pop, not Mr. Domeyer, sorry. A few of us even looked up a picture of this hot movie character and set it to the background on our phones, or in my case, my blue iPod. Being 7th graders also gave us more opportunities in athletics and various activities. Our journeys to find our true interests and our genuine selves became richer, broadening our horizons and bringing us many new friendships. As 8th graders, we ruled the middle school. We were at the age where we were becoming perhaps difficult for our parents and a bit sassier towards the teachers. Looking back at that now, I realize that my parents were right about a lot more than I thought. Yes, I was too young to stay out late, and no, I shouldn't have asked to test drive the car, even though Grandpa Don let me at age 14. So sorry, Mom and Dad. One of the main memories that we can all agree on remembering is when Brenly decided her popcorn bag had too many unpopped kernels in it at lunch, so she put it back into the microwave. Just a few moments later, it was up in flames, and we all huddled around as we watched Mr. Bun try to save the day. He didn't quite make it in time, so the fire department showed up, and we all were outside. So Brenly will forever be remembered as the one who started a fire in our school, but at least she'll never overcook her popcorn again. Middle school was a challenging growth period for many of us, but was a great stepping stone into our last phase of schooling as a Panther. We began freshman year with older kids telling us how fast time would go, and nobody believed them. After what felt like just a few blinks of an eye, here we are, about to receive our high school diplomas and venture out into the real world. All we've ever known is the walls of our school, our activities and our athletics, and the close comfort of this community and our families. Closing this chapter of our life may feel as if we're being torn apart, but like my mom has told me, it is just one chapter in the big novel. It is okay for us to be scared or anxious, but we must always be confident in ourselves and strive to never give up. Now that many of our lasts have passed or will be arriving soon for this chapter in our lives, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of the parents, guardians, and teachers, and the supporters for your boundaries, your guidance, and your patience as we grew into the people we are today. I am proud and grateful to be a member of the class of 2022 here at NRHEG High School, and I wish all of my fellow classmates good luck in their futures. Stay golden. Got it. Got it, okay. Sorry. Wow, this is a lot. That was my first thought when I was looking at the syllabus in Miss Inouye's physics class back at the start of the 9th grade year. It wasn't what I had expected, as I dreamed of being as a high school the summer before. Back then, I pictured something like High School Musical. A lot of fun, everyone gets along, and we may have our own interests, but we're still one big group of happy, harmonizing musicians. Oh, and homework, yeah. It exists in High School Musical, but it's an afterthought.
an unimportant little task that everybody does here and there. I was wrong. Back then, between 8th and 9th grade, I was a much different person, like everyone else on this stage, I'm sure. I remember giving speeches in Mr. Domeyer's 8th grade English class. I couldn't listen to anybody else's speeches because I was too busy fixating on what I was going to say. Back then, believe it or not, I was shy and quiet. I was terrified I would mess up and everyone would laugh at me. Times sure change, huh? Because now I'm on the stage, terrified that none of you are going to laugh. Good. So, back to 9th grade physics class. By spring, I was much less frightened. I remember thinking, okay, this isn't bad, but it's definitely not like High School Musical. When sophomore year came around, we had a clearer understanding of our place on the pyramid. Not the bottom, but one level up. I remember feeling as if we were spending the year waiting to be older, waiting for the then juniors and seniors to move over and make some room for us. We were capable of greatness, but no one would let us show it because we were only 10th graders. But we did feel much more at home than we did as freshmen, maybe too much at home. Feeling caught up in the middle as we were perhaps a bit careless in some of our choices. I remember when we took a certain math teacher's stapler and taped it to the underside of his desk, or put a stapler in his ceiling, or when we would walk into certain classrooms and scream and just walk away for the fun of it. Or the time Lex rode a teacher's bike around the inside of the school. To be honest, we were awful. We were childish. We were sophomores. Then everything changed. The governor announced that we would need to take 2 weeks off of school. Yep, 2 weeks. But before we left, Miss Bentley said that we wouldn't get back in 2 weeks, or maybe at all this year. I remember thinking, if Miss Bentley thinks that, she must be right. She can predict the future. At least that's what I thought back then. Remember, I was a sophomore. But Miss Bentley was right. We didn't come back to school at all that year, except for distance learning. When I found out we were going to be taking classes online, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I have to wake up early every morning again? I have to do classes online? I have to do homework again? All I wanted to do is go back to bed. Just like all good things, and our not so good sophomore year ended, and junior year was on its way. We didn't know what to expect, and then we learned we would be trying hybrid learning. I remember thinking, this is going to be weird. What does hybrid even mean anyway? And you know what? We spent a third of the year doing it, and I'm not sure I can even tell you what it is now. I can tell you it definitely wasn't High School Musical. Many of us had to make a whole new set of friends and hang out with at school because it seemed like all of our usual friends were in the other group. So while we were in school, everything was weird. It was very quiet. There was half as many of us as there should have been. Oh, and juniors were assigned to eat lunch in the school library so the school could meet social distance rules. I can't say we were much more mature than we were as sophomores, though. Of course, I don't want to name any names, but some people would throw things, often pickles, into the ceiling skylight overhead. It seemed to be some sort of special challenge. Isn't that right, Trevor? But pickle throwing aside, it was quiet in there. Between there being a few people and everyone in new groups, probably our favorite part of hybrid learning was Wednesdays. No in-person learning and half days. I got to watch some of my favorite TV shows on Wednesdays. Everybody was watching Grey's Anatomy and, of course, making TikToks. Of course, a lot of the boys spent time playing Fortnite. Believe it or not, we were actually excited to learn that we would be ending hybrid learning. We'd be getting back to school. We couldn't wait to get down to business and start learning and doing more homework. Just kidding. We wanted to see our friends again. When the year came to an end, I can tell you, it wasn't the year we hoped for as sophomores. We pictured ourselves becoming the stars and heroes of the school, pushing those pesky underclassmen aside and acknowledging our roles as the rulers of the roost, but there hadn't been a roost. We had spent so much of the year going our own ways, finding our own paths and avoiding real work that we were in. In a way, we were just year-older sophomores. It wasn't what anyone wanted for us, and it definitely wasn't High School Musical. But at least looking back now, we had grown in a bunch of ways. We were more independent, for one thing. We had gotten to use problem-solving skills in our own, to thinking through things that made sense to us. We had made some new friends and opened up ourselves to unexpected experiences. And we had learned to take a nap anywhere at any time. So here we were, our junior year, over and on the verge of becoming the musical geniuses from High School Musical. I remember thinking that summer, if school isn't going to be normal our senior year, I will drop out. If it wasn't going to be what it was supposed to be, why even go? But good news, and yes, you're actually going to hear these words come from my mouth, school was normal again, mostly. But we weren't exactly us anymore. Some of us, again, I don't want to say any names, but some of us were still sophomores. No, we didn't tape any staplers to desks or ride bikes around through the halls, but I'm not going to lie, some things were still childish. There was that mysterious pile of poop on a car, for example, and Maverick, who had to serve lunch detention nearly every day because he arrived late to school. But I want you all to know the rumors of me letting loose and swearing during the homecoming coronation were absolutely true. I mean, who puts a word like troglodyte in their biography anyways? Thanks, Matthew. You could say our senior year has been normal. And it would be true in a way, but it was a normal build on an abnormal foundation. While maybe the classes who graduated before 2020 could count on some stability, we were never sure what might happen next. Like when our athletes and actors would suddenly disappear for 10 days. It was like people were being kidnapped by aliens and you never knew who was going to be next. Another example was the Costa Rica trip. All those extra rules about being tested and getting into the country, a beautiful trip to remember, and then a flight home they'd rather forget. At least none of you were eaten by giant spiders, alligators. That's good. So, like much else in our 4 years of high school, senior year has been good. I never got what I pictured as a middle schooler. No singing, no dancing, and working like a team of professional dancers, but we made our own kind of harmony, just one with lots of sour notes. So here we are on this stage together for the last time of our high school career. I'm not lying when I'm I'm glad I had all you by my side through this crazy ride. It's been real, it's been fun, and I guess I can say, holy shit, it's over.
Today is the day that begins the rest of our lives. Sophie and Britton have spoken on our childhoods and high school careers. We have reflected on the memories that we have shared for the last 13 years. We have spent all of these years reaching for the end of high school, only to realize that it is a new beginning. Our childhood and youth is coming to an end, and it leaves us with the most uncertain element of time remaining, the future. Our lives have been spent anticipating this day, this moment. For forever we have felt so far away, and yet, here we are. We have faced high school head-on, and I encourage each and every one of us to continue to face life with the same approach. The future is the beginning of something new. As we are here on this stage today, I already know that every single one of us will do great things. To be frank, we have not always gotten along with each other. But I feel love for all of my classmates and our shared experiences and what we have gone through together. I think about all the time that we have spent only doing what is expected of us. Whether it's been only wearing clothes deemed acceptable by the administration, or pretending that 3 minutes was enough time to get across the school to the next class. Throughout all of this time, we grew as people who are now ready to move on to the next stage of life. I know that we could not have made it here without each other. We share more than just the experiences that have shaped us. We all collectively share this moment in time. The moment where we move on to something new and something better. The future does not simply stand and wait to be discovered. You must create it for yourself. Your future is up to you. I know that whatever the class of 2022 chooses to do, we will do so with passion. We will burn down the obstacles in the way of our success. The future is the time to do more than what is expected of us. We are no longer held back by the expectations of our peers or the limits that others have placed on us. We are free to move through the world as we see fit, no longer limited by the weights that high school has placed on our shoulders. I would be lying if I said that the last few years have been easy for all of us. I'd be lying even more if I told you that the future would be easy. The truth about the future is that it's terrifying. It is uncertain, and it is messy, and it is ever-changing with every single step we take. But it is also beautiful and endless and new. We have spent the past 4 years in high school looking for ourselves, longing for people who understand us. This is the moment that we find the answers that we have been looking for. It may take years, decades even, but we will make it. Because we have made it here, and here is the gateway to the future. We have made it. I know that wherever we decide to go, whether it's college or working or the military, we will continue to make our mark as we always have. I recently watched the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, and one line in particular stuck out to me. Here, all we get are a few specks of time where any of this actually makes sense. I feel that this is one of those moments in which everything we have done has led up to this moment. This is where we are meant to be. And I hope that our lives are filled with these specks of time where the world aligns and everything makes sense. In the times where our lives don't make sense, reach out for those specks. Never stop chasing the future, and run for all you are worth to what you love. It is important to remember that things will not always make sense. You will fail, and that's okay. What matters is what you decide to do after. Fall down, stand up, fall again, rest, but do not stay down. Never stay down. Remember that it is not enough to simply survive. You must live as well. Those fractions of a second where everything aligns and the world is perfect make life worth living. The bad moments do not erase the goodness and promise of the future. And so I stand here wanting to thank the class of 2022 for the good times and the bad times, for the unity and division, because every moment that we have spent with each other has led us here, and here is a beautiful place to be. Thank you.
At this time, the secondary school choir will entertain us with a song, Goodbye, My Friend, by Nancy Price and Don Bisick. Senior members of the choir, please join your fellow choir members. Thank you very much, choir. And at this time, oh yeah, before I forget, Britt, you can go ahead and serve lunch detention for Matt this time, all right? Yeah, you got a friend. At this time, Tyrone Wilson and Alex Goberstein, please come forward for the parent recognition.
People we think of as our parents may have come into our lives by different paths. but all of you have one thing in common: the love and support you have given us, helping us become who we are today. Throughout our entire lives, you have been by our side. Whether it's sporting events, concerts, or any other school activities you have supported us. If it weren't for you, who would we come home to after a long day at school? Who would we tell about the things we learned that day? And where would we go? Where would we go for the advice how to get through our struggles? Though it may not always have seemed like it generally made us happy to know you are watching us, paying attention to our progress, and felt proud of our accomplishments. From our first footsteps as a toddler to the steps we're taking across the stage to receive our diplomas, you have always been our biggest supporters.
We really do appreciate everything you do for us. We look up to you. Without the support, the journey of high school would have been even harder. As we take on the next adventure of our lives, we take along the skills we have learned from all of you. Moving out is an exciting but scary next step. Some of us will relocate to big cities or different parts of the country, and some may stick around for a couple of more years. However far we go, you will always be part of us. At some level, we will always be those kids whose goal was to make you proud. And don't worry, we promise to come home when we get hungry to enjoy the home-cooked meals we will deeply miss. Thank you for always raising us to believe that we can accomplish anything we put our minds to, and for always encouraging us to chase our dreams. As we continue to work hard every day in hopes to make you proud, we will miss your close comfort, but always remember that you are just a phone call away. Thank you. We are glad to take some time during the ceremony today to present you with a flower which symbolizes our loving gratitude.
I just met you. Seems like yesterday. You opened up your eyes and I recognized your face. You know that you're the one that we've been waiting for. Gonna keep you safe. First time I held you in my arms, I knew I'd love you all the way. I tuck you in at night. Another day has passed. Every week goes by a little faster than the last. It wasn't so long ago we walked together and you held my hand. But now you're getting too big to want to. But I hope you'll always understand that I'm always gonna lift you up, and I'm never gonna let you down. No matter what you do, I'm forever proud of you. Love you forever now.
At this time, it is my privilege to present the salutatorian for the class of 2022. Anna Peterson. Anna has earned a grade point average of 3.99. She will be attending Winona State University, majoring in nursing. Please come forward, young lady, to receive your award. And now it's my esteemed honor to present the 5 co-valedictorians for the class of 2022. Cora Harple, Cassie Corman, Matthew Mueller, Sophie Stork, and Journey Upwell. Each have earned a perfect grade point average of 4.0. Cora will be attending St. Olaf College, and at this time, she has not decided on a major. Cassie will continue her education at the University of Kansas, majoring in nursing. Matthew is planning on attending Winona State University. He will be majoring in physical therapy. Sophie will further her education at Hamlin University. Her major is legal studies with a minor in social justice. She will be continuing on to law school. Journey is headed to the University of Oregon to major in business and marketing. All of these students have had a great impact on NRHEG with their many accomplishments in the arts, athletics, and other extracurricular activities. Would the 5 valedictorians please come forward to receive your award? And it's showtime. Here we go. Seniors, you have met the requirements of the state of Minnesota and NRHEG School District. Mr. Myhock and board members present, by the authority vested in my position as secondary school principal of NRHEG, I certify that the members of the class of 2022 gathered at this ceremony will have completed all requirements and are declared eligible to receive a diploma. Mr. Myhock, board member Rich Mueller, board chair Rick Schultz, please join me as we grant the class of 2022 their diplomas. Will the first row of seniors please stand?
Jaslyn Grace Acevedo. Britton Paige Anderson. Jackson David Beck. Hunter Aaron Bogue. Bo Daniel Budak. Autumn Rose Combs. Alex Allen Doberstein. Severin Charles Eads. Linda Raquel Garcia Mejia. Riley Cole Grunhagen. Elizabeth Barrett Gushwa. Kendall K. Habana. Ashley Marie Hagan. Cora Lynn Harple. Asa Russell Holdman. Jordan Mary Horaci. Madison Marie Johansson. Natalie Nicole Johnson. Dakota Riley Ketterling Corman. Austin James King. Brenly Ann Knutson. Maverick Harold Knutson. Cassie Marie Corman. Kylie Jomama Kruger. Ava Elizabeth Kylo. Miranda Irene LeCan. Gabrielle Lee Ladley. Trevor Arthur Lenort. Lex Edward Lewison. Tyler David Malakowski. Reese Skylar Martin. Matthew Eric Mueller.
Cameron Joseph Nicholson. Jack James Olson. Matthew Alexander Olson. Emily Ann Pater. Ethan Wade Peters. Anna Mae Peterson. Porter Arthur Peterson. Nicholas William Petzinger. Ashton Michael Raymond. Brittany Ann Rocha. Ralph William Ressler. McKenna Ray Shield. Benjamin Lee Shanerock. Clay Douglas Stenzel. Sophie Elizabeth Stork. I'm so sorry. Walker Travis Thompson. Journey Lynn Updahl. Tori Lee Volley. Nathan Allen Vonick. Haley Jane Van Winkle. Tyrone Reginald Wilson. Ulrich Robert Allen Woolard. Samuel Virgil Zimmerman.
Will the class of 2022 please stand? Seniors, please move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side. You have now officially graduated. The diploma that you hold in your hands today is really just a learner's permit in the rest of your life. Remember, you don't have to be smarter than the next person. All you have to do is be willing to work harder than the next person, by Jimmy Levine. This is great advice for us all. Just keep working harder than the rest. Thank you for attending and sharing in celebration of this afternoon's commencement. At the conclusion of the recessional, you can join us outside for a receiving line. Hopefully it's not raining. And have a great NRHEG commencement afternoon and evening.